Kazakhstan is a very valuable participating state. I admire this country, and we are here to support each other and achieve a better world through cooperation. So what our program office here is focusing on is basically solidifying and enhancing the possibilities of each and every individual to basically make choices concerning their own lives.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Astana Times YouTube channel. I'm your host, Aybarshin Ahmetkali, and today I'm joined by Elina Valtonen. She is the Chairperson-in-Office of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe and Finland's Foreign Minister.
On June 10th, Valtonen made her first visit to Kazakhstan as OSCE Chairperson-in-Office, holding high-level meetings with Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev and Foreign Minister Murat Nurtuleu. In her discussions, Valtonen commended Kazakhstan's efforts to strengthen democratic institutions, enhance good governance, and uphold human rights. She also acknowledged Kazakhstan's proactive role in tackling regional challenges and its leadership in fostering connectivity across Central Asia. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Helsinki Final Act. President Tokayev emphasized shared commitment to its principles such as sovereignty, territorial integrity, and respect for human rights. Minister Valtonen's visit to Kazakhstan and later to Uzbekistan reinforced the OSCE's commitment to supporting the countries in strengthening regional cooperation and the organization's enduring partnership with the region.
Madam Minister, welcome to Kazakhstan, and thank you very much for joining us today. I know you have a very busy schedule, so it's an honor for us to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'd like to start our conversation by focusing on Finland's chairpersonship at the OSCE this year. Where is the organization heading today in general and within the Finland's chairpersonship?
Well, you see, it's this summer is exactly 50 years ago when the CSC conference in Helsinki was held, which was groundbreaking at the time because it was this conference between essentially the Soviet Union and the free world, if you will, of Europe and other countries also beyond. And now, of course, the organizations which was founded on the basis of the conference or on the basis of the Helsinki Final Act, the 10 principles, has been promoting stability, cooperation, peace, and of course prosperity across our regions. And now in Kazakhstan, it's clearer than ever that it's really much focusing also on the Eurasian dimension of things. But unfortunately, it has to be said that there are quite many challenges, not so much related to the principles because they are as valid as ever. For instance, the territorial integrity and the sovereignty of nations. But there's one participating nation violating against all 10 of those, which is Russia, who is waging war against Ukraine. So, of course, this is casting a significant shadow on the work we are doing and on the future of the organization.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kazakhstan has been an active participant of OSCE since 1992, just as Finland now. In 2010, it was a chairpersonship of the organization. What role do you see for the country, for Kazakhstan, within the OSCE's current agenda?
Well, Kazakhstan is playing a massively important role in the organization, and I've also today expressed my gratitude to my counterpart, the minister, and also the president in this regard, because Kazakhstan is a very valuable participating state, not only in the region, bringing stability and progress and cooperation, but especially towards the entire OSCE region. I'm happy to further elaborate that. And of course, also our bilateral ties between Finland and Kazakhstan are very strong. And we hope to deepen those, especially in the economic sphere.
Mm-hmm. And what are the key areas of cooperation between OSCE and Kazakhstan? Where does the organization support Kazakhstan?
Well, I guess the main foundation of the OSCE is the liberty of each and every individual. And each and every individual has the right for full human rights, of course, and also for the active participation in his or her society. So what our program office here is focusing on is basically solidifying and enhancing the possibilities of each and every individual to basically make choices concerning their own lives and also the society, because I mean a strong democracy is extremely important, and it also requires the rule of law, no corruption, and essentially non-discrimination.
Do you think Kazakhstan is doing well in terms of adhering to those standards within the organization?
Well, you see, every society is progressing, and we do see that Kazakhstan, of course, has a background in the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union wasn't exactly famous for any liberties. So we have to see it against that background, and also a country who has, some, let's say, background in corruption. It's also difficult to just, slash that from one day to the next. What is so important is that, President Tokayev's reform agenda is benefiting each and every person on the street, which is important. And I guess the OSCE is there to also make room for the civil society, because it's so important that, if you want to be a flourishing democracy, also you need to accept that not everybody agrees with you. So you need free media, you need free participation of organizations, of new parties, and at the same time, you need a strong judicial system as well, which is non-discriminatory, in order to attract, for instance, foreign investment. And I think in many ways the country is progressing, but of course there are still things to do.
And as an OSCE chairperson-in-office, what is your message to the whole Central Asian region, or maybe to Kazakhstan in particular?
Well, I admire this country. I have met so many, positive people really engaged in building their country, but also the cooperation between other countries, not just in the region, but also towards Europe. Of course, I'm looking into Europe because I'm coming from Europe. So basically, that's something which gives me a lot of optimism. And I'm happy to engage in ever more, deepening our ties, for instance, in this case between Finland and Kazakhstan, but also in the OSCE to really stand up for the international law, because at the end of the day, that is so important. If for smaller countries or for medium-sized countries, if there's no UN Charter, if there's no territorial integrity, if there's no sovereignty of nations, then typically you can easily forget about all human rights as well. So everything is interlinked, and we are here to support each other and achieve a better world through cooperation.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the 50th anniversary of the Helsinki Final Act. Are there any plans to commemorate that anniversary?
Yes, we will commemorate those 50 years this summer in Helsinki with a conference focusing on the civil society. Because at the end of the day, if you look back 50 years, I wasn't born, you certainly weren't born 50 years ago. What happened is that many people behind the Iron Curtain realized that, they might have a freer future, which is more prosperous, and essentially a future where they can fully participate in their own lives and their own livelihoods, but also as, essential parts of the society, and also live in security and in peace. So this is the message we are bringing forward. Unfortunately, it would be a summit. The last one was in Astana 15 years ago, due to the fact that Russia is waging this war against Ukraine. But there are more than 50 participating states who do not agree with this war and do adhere to the Helsinki principles. And that brings us courage. And that is exactly what we will be commemorating.
Thank you very much for this interview and for your time.
Thank you so much.